video is brought to you by me! I'm launching a Kickstarter in September and I need your help. Please click the link in the description and click on the Notify Me on Launch button. I know it's annoying to ask, but the world is run on algorithms now, and if we hit 500 followers, I've been told that the Kickstarter algorithm will just give us free promotions. More info later in the video, but thank you in advance. Click on the Notify Me on Launch button. Do it now. Howdy, friendos. My name is Stuart, and welcome to our next look at Dragon Ball. We've covered about a dozen or so heroes and villains already on this channel that you can check out on this handy little playlist right here. Today, we'll be covering one of the more interesting villains from the Dragon Ball movies. We've covered characters like Broly, who was the legendary Super Saiyan. We've covered Cooler, who was, frankly, cooler than Frieza. But we're going to be talking about Janemba today. We all remember Janemba being the devil guy from Dragon Ball. But no, not that other devil guy from the original Dragon Ball. This guy is definitely different. He helped usher in Gogeta, a form that everyone was curious about the moment we were introduced to Fusion from the Buu saga. But I think it's fair that we study Janemba himself, as he is considered one of the more famous movie villains. When we are first introduced to Janemba, he is an average denizen of hell. Like several of the demons in the home of infinite losers, Janemba isn't evil per se, he's mostly just dealing with the work and duties to the best of his abilities. The dude is just another cog in the machine of the Dragon Ball world, and that doesn't make him evil, especially if they're not openly malicious. So, to start off, we'll be giving Janemba a generous true neutral as a result, even though, weirdly enough, he is from hell. And with that out of the way, let's go. But before we begin, this video is brought to you by the Complete Waifu Handbook Kickstarter. This book has over 200 pages worth of content for 5e, Pathfinder 1st Ed, and 2nd Edition. Nowadays, D&D is more divided than ever, with people not trusting that one company that keeps hating on their customers, or they would also love to go back to the old days where they have problematic but sympathetic characters. And there are others who just want a challenge. Fortunately for you, in Chapter 5 of our Complete Waifu Handbook, simply titled The Waifu Catalog, has included 12 fully realized and statted characters for your setting. Nearly every single one is viable for romance plots at your RPG table, nearly all of them are powerful and unique, and best of all, nearly all of them have an interconnected story. And they're all, best of all, incredibly flawed people. For example, the 20th level villain named Bright Luster. Bright Luster is a 20th level druid who traveled back in time to destroy the person who killed the last divine dragon. She is a damaged but brutal killer who brings with her the scars from another time and another world. She is also completely dateable. There's Hanabuna, a former love slave who escaped a corrupt prince's harem and desperately wants to live her life with work and distractions. She is a woman who, despite being a love mage, is incapable of feeling emotional attraction due to her trauma. She also has massive trust issues and is likely to abandon her friends if staying with them would cause her harm. She is also completely dateable. Then there's Akiko, who's a tsundere, and frankly I don't think I need to explain more than that. Regrettably, she's dateable. Head on over to the Complete Waifu Handbook Kickstarter and click on Notify Me at Launch for more details. When we launch in September, we'll be sure to include a high dollar reward tier so that you can add your own waifu with your own art, stats, storyline, and even unique camping skills. But we can only make this happen if you click on the link in the description and select the Notify Me on Launch option today. Thank you again, and on to the ding-dings. Janemba is jamming out to music while on the sacred maintenance duty. A low demon is playing it so loud that he has to be reprimanded. Well, when has playing music ever caused great distress for everyone? We'll just give him a chaotic neutral, and I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen in the foreseeable future.
You want to keep your job, you'd better turn it off.
Exposed to the concentrated evil of the Soul Scrubber, Janemba is born. By simply existing, Janemba is able to warp the cosmos, disrupts the flow of souls like Little Nicky, and frees Hell's denizens onto Earth. We're going to move Janemba's transformation down to the evil category since this transformation would be an alignment shift, but we'll give a neutral as Janemba is just vibin'. Chaotic evil for the transformation, and true neutral for literally just hanging out. Confronted by both Goku and Pikkon, Janemba is willing to just hang until he's insulted by Pikkon himself. Curious about Goku, Janemba fights him, toying with him, and just having fun. True neutral. So getting into Janemba's fight, he's content with creating clones, goofing around because he has a ton of power, and even when Goku pulls out Super Saiyan 3, Janemba just isn't bothered. That changes when Goku actually starts landing hits and Janemba has to get serious. Chaotic neutral. Pushed, Janemba unlocks new bullshit powers and becomes Super Janemba. With no time to joke around, our villain crushes Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Even when Vegeta shows up, Janemba is willing to destroy both Saiyans. This is all a sport, and when he thinks he destroys both Saiyans, he gleefully laughs. Chaotic evil.
You! What are you looking at? You want some of this?
Victory seemingly at hand, Janemba comes across a mighty warrior, Veku. Recognizing ultimate power from an epic Giga Chad before him, Janemba is unable to land a fatal blow for 30 minutes. Realizing how boned he is if Veku or a warrior close to their power level emerges, Janemba does everything in his power to stop Vegeta and Goku from fusing again. Chaotic neutral.
I am not Goku or Vegeta. I am Gogeta. It's over, Janemba. I come for you.
Seeing a power resembling the dreaded Veku, Janemba charges in for survival. This isn't enough as he is unable to withstand an attack that eradicates the evil from inside of him. Chaotic neutral. Now free from the clutches of evil, the lowly demon rushes off to no doubt avoid any future trouble. None of us are super surprised by the literal demon being an evil and chaotic character, right? Janemba is a pretty cool design, and it helps that he's in a pretty iconic movie. And I think he served his purpose well for being a force of nature type character. Janemba is one of the few characters outside of Broly, Boo, or Goku Black for the heroes to actually consider fusion to win. Dude was fine just chilling out until he was provoked by Goku, even if his existence was tearing reality apart. He literally couldn't help it. And this is why I feel we can go into something we've talked about before with a quote-unquote basic villain. Dragon Ball has its fair share of villains ranging from evil organizations, tyrants, and chaotic monsters, and it's rare to run into a character that just has no personality whatsoever. Boo is maybe the closest you can get, as he's a force of destruction that even the Kais fear, but that's not entirely accurate either. But Janemba doesn't have that at all. Boo was pure chaos and evil, while Janemba is just evil, who happens to be interested in himself and no one else. It's definitely a capital E sort of evil, rather than a source of actions kind of evil. It's definitely classic D&D logic at work here. Villains like this may seem bad on paper, but it's how you use them that can make your story just pop. It's like a good zombie story. Zombies, like Janemba, are a force of nature that push your characters to react and evolve. And I think it's why Janemba is well remembered, because he forces Vegeta and Goku to choose fusion, an act that Vegeta despises. That's good character stuff and makes Janemba survive in popular culture versus, oh god, take your pick of generic Dragon Ball bad guys. But did you guys know that we have several more Dragon Ball videos on this channel? I probably have mentioned it once or twice. And we also have a special Dragon Ball PDF to add Saiyan and other classes into your Pathfinder games. Follow the link in the description and let us know what other characters you'd like us to cover in the future. Thank you to the patrons, and I'll see you all next time.